It's a rainy day. What's happening? This is our attic space, and currently using it, setting up a recording area. So we'll see how this works. So we're also building out studio space in our other home in Vashon, and behind me is a green screen. This is up in the attic space, and I think in general it's just been nicer to have equipment set up ready to go. So you bring up your machine, you plug and play. I'm trying to up the production value in both locations, both home in Seattle, which is kind of the test bed for the latest and greatest gear, but also trying to figure out the right gear for the secondary location as well. Had a good podcast recording using Zencastr, which is an online tool. I'm waiting for the file to upload, which is having some trouble. Looks like it's having some problems processing, so I will keep that going. Maybe I'll refresh it and just cross my fingers. Well, so it looks like I have an MP3 backup, but the WAV file is not working. Oh well. Well, it looks like it's working, so or at least I have the MP3 file. Anyways, I'm playing with doing more podcast recordings. There we go. Okay. And I did get the good one. So, okay. Guess we will see what happens. I'm going to load it into the editor and pull out some of the good sound bites. So we're prepping for another virtual session next week, and you know, it's about the same amount of effort it takes to do it in the real world. I think in the real world we have some benefits of just there's you know, you don't have all the technology that gets in the way, but you do have to work on there's tech even when you do things in the real world. But we do need to troubleshoot things like when people drop or fall in and out of meetings. But I definitely appreciate and really like working with Nancy because she's, you know, we're really being very thoughtful in creating these engaging exercises and interacting, making sure we have a good experience, safe environment. Just, you know, these are things that you know, when you're working with men, like you don't really see or think about safe environment. And I think that's the benefit of a diverse team is just having different perspectives and we're creating a more inclusive experience. And so it's just not pure raw, but it's an opportunity to engage with people at a different level. So really liking that. A few things I've been doing also is I did a podcast session using the microphone that's up here. I have been doing just lots and lots of recordings and information gathering. I ran the podcast through Descript, which is a what is it? It's a transcription AI transcription service. And what I'm doing is I'm recording my podcast interviews on Zencaster, and then I run it through the software, and then it has the transcription. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking clips of just really cool clips I can use later for my podcast show. The reason I'm doing that is because I think in like an hour interview, there's just an hour of audio to go through, which means I'd have to spend an hour sifting through information if that's the fastest I can go. But with Descript, I get just a text transcription, and then I can highlight exactly what text I want. I can read a lot faster than I can listen, so then that creates just really great efficiencies. So I will continue down this path a little bit more and do more interviews and gather more information. So tomorrow's another working session, and then I will head back. I got to do some work tomorrow, and we'll figure out how to get back to Seattle. All right. Talk to you soon. Ooh. I think so. Okay. Do you want to go through the slides? Or the... Okay. And so, are we in different versions, potentially? Okay. Let's take a look at it. On the virtual work, I just switched to just a couple of tips that we were sharing. Yeah, and I think one thing I want to share is just, if this becomes a long-term thing, then we should start thinking about how we use our homes, and I can share personal examples on, and I'm doing some home renovations right now to create more office spaces. We're spending more time at home.
Just sitting in the dirt. Do you think about...
We are heading back to Seattle, spend a couple of days there, set up a little more in the home studio. I'm excited to get the Rode Procaster Pro. Oh my gosh, all these pro names. Hooked up. I have a long training session tomorrow about race and equity to explore that space, and we'll finish up the week. There's a few things to work on. So it's Friday, I'm ending the week, and I wanted to just get my mic ready. Right now I have it set up to the Rodecaster Pro. That's just a sound mixing board made by Rode. I really like it. It's a recorder, a sound mixing board. It allows me to play different sounds. That's going out. I think that's going out to a different spot, but or maybe it's coming into the camera. Using this to record, but I've also been using it for meetings as well. It kind of creates a interesting dynamic. Also hooked up to it, I do have my wireless mic, and this mic, when I'm working up here, will eventually be attached to me, and then I have this mic, and I have a couple other mics that are working. The intent eventually to get this configuration set up is I'd like to have a 3-camera setup, close angled lens camera, angle that gets a wide field of view, and an overhead camera for product reviews or just working with things on the table. I want to have something for that whiteboard space in the back, and start moving into doing podcast recordings. Now it just takes, like with my video work, I've gotten pretty good at it, but with audio that requires a little bit of time and practice, and so I will need to spend a little bit of time working on this. And the only way to do it is to start, and so that's just part of the process. Using a fairly expensive but overkill broadcast microphone used by professionals called the Electro Voice RE20. This goes through some voice processing before it's sent to the camera. There's a few more things I can do to make it better, but this is for the purpose of the vlog, I'm calling it good enough. This week has gone by pretty well, and I did a training on race equity yesterday, and it's a rough, brutal time right now, especially what's going on in the world. But I think we got to take it day by day and start making steps forward. I'm going to embed some of this race equity lens, actually make it a forefront of 1980. And I'm not exactly sure how yet, but I definitely will make it a priority for the firm that I'm starting to build out. Membership site is going awesome, getting a decent amount of people coming in, and we'll continue to do a little bit of push to get it to that next level and start building content on that as soon as possible. I have a couple contracts I'm finishing up right now to get some revenue in while I continue to build that offering there. It's kind of fun, having a lot of fun, really enjoying it. This is vlog number 19, and next week will be vlog 20, and I think I will do a recap on what I've learned creating 20 vlogs over 20 weeks, which is incredible and amazing. And I really appreciate you. If you are watching this, give a like, share it, subscribe, and I will continue to put out good content for this channel. So appreciate you very much. Have a good week.